Hey, welcome to That Guy Talks Movies. I'm That Guy Talking Movies, and on this episode, we are talking Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. Add that to his impressive resume. He is now a director and has directed the latest in the Creed Rocky franchise, Creed 3. We're going to talk about that next. That Guy Talks Movies. Hey, welcome to That Guy Talks Movies. I'm that guy who talks movies. And if you are new to the channel, before we start and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you know when I post new content. For those of you who are loyal subscribers, fans, followers, people who comment, etc., etc. Truly appreciate y'all. Let's get into it. All right, so Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors, Tessa Thompson, who I absolutely adore, Felicia Rashad, again, as Creed's mama, right? I enjoyed Creed 1. I enjoyed Creed 2. I think they were both decent films in the history here. And Creed 3, I was looking forward to, not looking forward to. It's kind of that thing, you get to the point where, going back to the origins of this, the Rocky movies, right? Rocky 1, classic. Rocky 2, classic. Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa. They start to become whatever. You know what you're getting. It's like watching another Rambo movie or another Fast and Furious movie or another Transformers movie, right? You're not expecting greatness, but you are expecting to be led down that road of storytelling and in that world of what it is, right? So Creed 3, I'm thinking like, all right, this might be where it gets whatever. But surprisingly, I thought it was a decent film. I don't think it was great. I think the script at times lacked, and I think there were some pacing issues for sure with the family time and things, and some of the predictability with Creed's mom and a few things here and there. Overall, as a Creed boxing movie, was it a good film? I think it wasn't bad, especially for this brother's first time directing. Now, I will say that I think that Jonathan Majors' performance, I think Tessa Thompson, who I adore as an actress, I think she's quite talented as far as an actress goes. Michael B. Jordan, I'm still not sold on him being a great actor. So I don't want to, have the fanboys, fangirls go nuts over that. But I don't think he's a terribly great actor. I think he holds his own in the roles that he's playing, but I don't see much of a range with him yet. And in this, it's a little more distracting because Jonathan Majors is so up here, right? In spite of Ant-Man Quantumania and that whole thing, which wasn't his fault. That was the Ant-Man movie that was a problem per se, and the way they wrote that. But going back to Creed 3, I think this was, I don't think it was bad. I think Michael B. Jordan did his thing as Creed. He certainly put the work in, and again, he's behind the camera and in front of the camera. So he's doing multiple, dual roles here, and that is a task that is worth, commending and saying, hey, look, good job, brother. You know what I'm saying? So with all that said, this story, obviously, you've got Creed is in retirement. He's living the high life. He's doing this thing. He's at home. He's been, I think, 3 years retired in this film when it opens up. And he's just got, he has a daughter and he's with his wife, Tessa Thompson, and they are kind of just chilling. He's in that zone of hey, I retired, I'm good, I don't have brain damage, I'm happy camper. And then an old friend comes from the past, comes out of jail after being locked up for 18 years, and you can see where things start to go. Almost right away when he first sees him that this is good. There's some sort of tension there. It's not just oh my God, where have you been? Oh my God, you're my old friend. And then he turns out the old friend is bad. He knows that the old friend showing up is going to be something that he's got to deal with. And this is part of the theme of the movie. It's dealing with your past not quite being done with you, sort of like a P.T. Anderson and Magnolia, if you saw that movie, that and forgiveness and redemption, and it's that whole thing. So that's what essentially is at the heart of this. And as a movie, again, as a boxing movie, it is what it is. You're going to get the training montages. You're going to get the setup. I thought it was a little. I thought it was a little ridiculous that this guy was able to get a fight with the retired champion, after, I'm not going to give spoilers in this, but, the way it goes down and how he gets his shot at the title and such is kind of, it's a little hokey. It's a little not quite believable, but you just bear with it for what it is in the actual film. I think the fight sequences here, the way they did them, nothing new, nothing spectacular. Things are much more HD, much more, whatever nowadays and a little more animated and such. But I think the highlight of the film there's a fight sequence between Creed and Damien, Jonathan Majors' character. And that final scene, that final fight with them, the only fight with them, is there's a moment where Michael B. Jordan decides to lose the crowd, lose the ambient and all the stuff around. It's just Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan at it in the ring as Damien and Creed fighting. And it's basically, hey, it's me versus you. It's just us. This is personal. This is us. I'm not even thinking about all that. So as someone watching this, as a spectator, you're like into that world. You're in their head. And I thought that was an interesting choice of storytelling. I thought that was really good. So that's one of the highlights. Again, I think that there are issues with the script. I think the pacing sometimes is a little whatever. It does have its emotional part to it with the daughter, which brings me to another subject. I can kind of see where this is going with the introduction of the daughter being into fighting and how that's going to go. Clearly, they're setting something up for whether it's a couple of years down the road and they do like a flash forward where she's 18 or she's a teen, whatever she is, she's 20 and she's going to be a professional boxer like her dad. And then, here's an idea. Well, maybe Damien has a daughter. Well, how would he have a daughter? He was locked up for 18 years. Yes, but maybe he had a conjugal visit and that daughter happens to be around the same age as Creed's daughter. Wouldn't that be something? But then again, maybe not. At this point, possibly, maybe Damien and Creed make up. Maybe it's an Apollo-Rocky kind of thing where, now Damien is in the corner of Creed and Creed goes back to boxing, whatever. Or possibly, maybe Creed's daughter, young Creed girl, ends up fighting Drago's son's daughter. Think about that. Anyway, there's stuff happening here. Speaking about Rocky, right? There's no Rocky in this movie. There's no Sylvester Stallone, no Rocky Balboa. I don't know the answer to it. I know it's online somewhere. There's all sorts of stuff going on behind the scenes as to why Rocky was not in this movie. Seems a bit of a miss, but it's not something. Does it affect the movie? Not really. I'll tell you what affects the movie the most. Before I close this out, the one thing for me personally that I feel is missing, like the biggest thing missing, theme music. Sleep on it if you want to. Music, whether it's a really powerful score by, take your pick, John Williams, James Horner, Danny Elfman, or my favorite, Hans Zimmer. The score plays such a major part in a lot of films from an emotional standpoint, right? And they do their job. They accompany a film and they underscore the emotion and they move you through these worlds that we're in. Certain films, especially heroic films, right? Stories like a lot of superheroes, so like the Superman theme, right? The Danny Elfman theme for Batman, the original Batman, Hans Zimmer doing The Dark Knight, those themes, Batman Begins, Jaws, Spielberg, right? John Williams doing Jaws. These things resonate with you and become a part of that world. And the Rocky theme, Bill Conti's instantly iconic theme, that in a Rocky movie, whether it's Rocky 4, Rocky 3, whatever, that music playing at the very beginning, that music coming through and crescendoing at the end when they finally knock somebody out, that whole thing is part of the emotion. It's part of the storytelling for those movies. Michael B. Jordan needs his own, Creed needs his theme. Hard to do. I know it's difficult. And of course you can't borrow the Rocky theme because this is a separate world, but not a separate world, but this is his story. This is Creed's thing. So that's just my take. Let me know in the comments below if you understand what I'm saying. If you feel the same way that the lack of that Rocky theme doesn't quite, it doesn't hit you the same way. Seeing Rocky in any Rocky movie in a movie theater, even watching it at home, when that comes on and that music comes on and when he's training and when he finally knocks someone out and the theme didn't, it's just, and that's missing here. And I'd love to see somebody compose something great for Creed. Anyway, that's my take on this. I don't think I have any more notes. Yeah, I think it was a good film. I think it was worth watching. I think it's a worthy, part of the Creed line. I would like to see Stallone back at some point. I don't know. Also, I guess it begs the question, he's retired, but he's also just became champion again. So is he going to retire and go back into it again? And why did he retire? I don't quite remember. And it could just be me. Someone to remind me of why he was retired at the beginning of this film. Anyway, was it just because he had a daughter? I'm not really sure. But anyway, we'll see what happens for Creed 4, because you can guarantee you there's going to be a Creed 4. Anyway, that's it for That Guy Talks Movies. And again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, do me a solid. Hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm and all the powers that be recognize this channel for great content, right? Hit the like button. To those of you who stuck with me, I truly appreciate y'all, and I will see you on the next That Guy Talks Movies. Oh, let me know in the comments below if you saw Creed 3, if you're going to see Creed 3, what your thoughts are, and we'll get into it, all right? Appreciate you. Peace.